Hey sisters, welcome back to another video. Today we're in a GC at 9 wins here, and I'm going to be playing this very interesting Royal Hogs balloon deck. I was just experimenting with this for fun, and I got up to 9 wins, and I'm like, hey, I better show this off. So there's like one dude on top ladder that plays this deck successfully. So apparently it still works, and what I've found is it's a very interesting combo. You can either split your Royal Hogs and balloons, you can either push with them at different times, or you can use the Royal Hogs to kind of assassinate buildings when the opponent has them, and then going with your loon, or vice versa. It's a very interesting combo, and it definitely catches people by surprise. So if the queue times are going to take a little bit long, I guess I'll cut and see y'all when we find the match. Which was instantly after I stopped talking. Okay, we got Niels here. Yeah, Niels from Dutch Federation. Let's see. Probably just gonna cycle a zap to start. I'll let that heal spirit go. Unlucky first interaction. So heal spirit, ice golem. This looks like 3 musketeers. I couldn't think of any other deck that would have these cards, honestly, which is gonna be a bit of a pain because I don't have a big spell, and 3 musketeers does really well against non-big spell decks. We're just gonna let that go. Okay. We do see a 3 musketeers come down. I'm gonna set up some barbarians to be able to deal with both sides. And this might be, we get the wow from the opponent. He doesn't really expect what anything we have. Split pigs, but I'm going to split Goblin Gang here. Got a lot of splittable units in this deck, which is at least nice if the opponent's going to go for an aggressive 3 musketeers push like this. I'm going to Ice Wiz on top of this. Opponent is able to heal one of those musketeers, unfortunately, but I'm going to go in here. Oof. Ooh, that's really bad. Looks like we're going to be tower trading here. I didn't really have anything to deal with Lumberjack the bridge otherwise, so I'm going to take a lot of damage on the King Tower as well. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I was under the impression that the only air counter my opponent would have is 3 musketeers, but he's got Hunter as well. Not even Evo Hunter, which is just really bad for me. It's gonna take a miracle to somehow take this match back. I'm gonna take this opportunity to go with some Royal Hogs here. If my opponent 3 musketeers all one lane, then I can go arrow zap on it and at least get it down. Get it down a little bit. Heal spirit to tank, but that looks like it's gonna be tower down. Or mostly. Or mostly, yeah. I'm gonna Goblin Gang on arrows here to get all the units. Don't really have any other use for my arrows. Gonna take a few pigs and a ghost shot, unfortunately. And now at this point, I don't want to be going balloon the bridge, because then that's just free 3 musketeers feel, or Hunter if my opponent opts for that. I'm going to split pigs here just to try to get the right tower down. See if my opponent tries to defend. I'm actually going to go ahead and zap that just to make sure I can get that tower within spell cycle range. Okay, so that's at least one tower, but this is where it gets scary. This is where it's going to get scary. The King Tower isn't too much of a worry for me right now, so I'm just going to wait for both of them to lock on. And then Ice Wizard on the left side. So I don't take too much damage, kind of equalize out the tower damage. And what I can actually do here is spam Pigs and Balloon in the pocket right now. Gonna go ahead and use an Evolution Zap on those, and then arrows to kill those 3 musts. We get an Ice Wizard and the Balloon on the tower. Do I somehow get one more miracle hit? I don't. I don't, unfortunately. What I can do here is barbs at the last second to take out these pigs, and then I can basically just kind of do the same thing again, just Royal Hogs, balloons the pocket. That ghost is being kited away. Ooh. You know what, I'm not taking the risk. Yes, I'm not taking the risk of 3 musketeers the pocket getting me this time. Gonna go ahead and zap this as well. Oof. That does lock on for a little bit, but I believe I'm gonna be able to spam balloon the pocket here, and I'm gonna be able to take it. I'm gonna be able to take it. Ooh, that was a close one. Good job on my end. A little self-glazed, but good job on my end. Recognizing the only way opponent could take it back at that point was a 3 musketeers the pocket. Now I was ready for it. Now we're 10-1, and let's see if we can find another match. Instantly! Today's my day. Today is my day. Okay. I'm probably gonna start by cycling an Ice Wizard or Barb. Okay, I'll start with some Barbarians. Going to Queen. Are we gonna see Pig cycle here? It's kind of the most popular Queen deck. It could be Mega Knight Bait as well. Or something completely random, who knows? Something completely random like the deck I'm running right now. Okay, it might be Mega Knight. I'm gonna go ahead and zap those bats. I'm actually gonna split Royal Hogs here to help tank for the Queen. Little multi-purpose use of the Hogs. I'm just gonna let that Queen go. Whatever damage it gets. Okay, so it is gonna be Mega Knight Bait here. Which, Queen is out of cycle, and the guy's only got bats for air besides that, so I think it's a good opportunity to go in here. If I see bats, I'll reactively arrows to that. Opponent arrows as well. I'm just going to take that bandit to the face, honestly. Split my damage, and we walk away with half the opponent's tower and more damage than the opponent's, but it does have split lane damage on me, so that's a tiny bit of a concern, but we've got about, I think, yeah, 3 splittable cards in this deck, so split lane pushes aren't too much to worry about. If we see a Mega Knight in front of this... Okay, I'm fine with going Evo Barbs on this, honestly. I've got Inferno Dragon for the Mega Knight when it comes down eventually. But I don't want to go into this. We're probably going to see a Mega Knight on defense, and I got to be prepared to defend that. There it is. He doesn't know. You got a lot of surprise factor with this deck. The opponent does not know that I have Inferno Dragon. Gonna zap these Evo Bats before they heal up. Unfortunately, somehow that bandit snuck through. I have no idea how that bandit snuck through, honestly. But that's unfortunate. I'm gonna probably just, you know what I can actually do here? I'm gonna tank with the pigs on all of this so I can translate this defense into some offense. Don't really want to take chip damage on my tower at this point. But we're gonna get a lot of chip damage on the opponent's tower. Not gonna be within spell cycle range yet. That is one detriment of having only small spells in your deck. Keeps going with these wall breakers. Honestly, I don't agree with that play. I just keep eating it up with the barbs, getting more value. I'm going to go with a loon here just to finish off the tower. And no, my opponent's playing a little too aggressive, in my opinion, right now. I'm going to go ahead and zap this. I catch the spear goblins from the gang with the Evo Zap. That's huge as well. And we get that tower down. So I'm going to attempt to defend here. If I ever find that I can't defend, I'm actually going to go Royal Hogs opposite here just to take a lot of damage from the opponent's tower over there, just in case I don't find a way to defend. We got an Inferno Dragon down there. It's locked onto the Prince. Gonna zap these bats away. Oh, this is a little scary, but Inferno Dragon's still locked on, and that's gonna be GG's. Gonna be another really good game. This deck is just so fun to play, too. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a pretty big fan of this deck. Okay, let's see if we can, get a match for the 12th and final game of the GC. And, you know what? I'll take this time while queuing to address one of the comments from last video, as I want to do throughout the videos. Sam the Man 8174 says, "Finally have something to watch while I wait for my sentencing." If I assume criminal sentencing, I'd hope minimum it would be something like petty theft. I don't picture anybody viewing these videos to be doing anything crazy, but good luck to you in court, I guess. And we're going against Markle here from Mortar Cycle. We've seen an Ice Spirit and a Rocket so far, so it might very well be Mortar Cycle. Oh, wow. Big surprise. So this is going to be an interesting one. I've never played this matchup, but I can picture it being a little bit of a struggle. I'm going to go ahead and Moon here to assassinate this Mortar. I think I can go ahead and get some arrows down here. My opponent has the opportunity to NATO away from the tower. Yeah, that one barb there kind of made it hard to NATO to the King Tower for an activation, but gets away with not taking any damage on the tower. So this is going to be an interesting one. My deck is definitely a lot heavier in cycles. Cycle slower, but I'm going to have a lot of mortar distraction units, and the opponent doesn't have a building right now, so we're going to go ahead and go pigs here. I just lied to everybody's faces. My opponent somehow cycled back to a mortar without me knowing. But it is going to be a 7 for 5 trade. I am up 2 elixir off that interaction. And my opponent cannot go on offense. And we might see a rocket cycle just on the tower. It's going to be a good zap here. Don't get any damage from the archer or the ice spirit. Let's see if my opponent will rocket or cycle back to a mortar. Does cycle back to a mortar. Gonna go arrows these Evo archers. And Balloon is gonna help me take out that Evo mortar. Nice. The Evo mortar is gonna be really scary. But glad we could get it out. Out of Out of my worries with that balloon there. This is already looking like a very low damage game. Opponent seems to be saving rocket for my pigs every time as well. Is hitting these rockets. He is hitting those rockets. I can safely just cycle an Inferno Dragon in the back now. Kind of a waste of elixir, but it's just to get it out of my hand. Inferno Dragon is not going to be too helpful in this matchup, except for potentially sniping a mortar. I'm just going to go ahead and cycle arrows on this. And get back to them for the next pair of archers. It's kind of just a stalemate of game right now. I'm going to go ahead and balloon the opposite side that I've been going for the left side. Opponent's going to pull it with another mortar, but hopefully that loon is able to go in there and kill the mortar so I can go in with some pigs and force out another rocket. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go for the pigs. Opponent rockets once again. I keep forcing out a rocket with those. My opponent actually misplays the mortar. That's not going to be able to lock on the tower. That's huge for me. That's absolutely massive. And gonna have to Inferno Dragon over here. Opponent's Evo, messed up Evo Mortar is helping to defend the right side, unfortunately. I have a bit of an idea here. I'm gonna go Royal Hogs. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to rocket that, but does have a NATO. Oh, this is definitely a very hyper defensive game. I'm not a fan of the position I'm in right now. Not a fan at all. I'm gonna try to take as little damage as possible at this point. Gonna go for aggressive Inferno Dragon does block it with skeletons. I'm gonna actually split my hogs here as well. They're gonna go half and half to defend the mortar, half to get me a little bit of chip damage in these trying times. Unfortunately, I do miss the arrows. I did not expect the archers to be delayed that long. Gonna have to. Ooh, opponent does do the NATO trick to get the mortar locked on, but I'm able to zap and reset it and get it off my tower. Gonna go in with another pigs here, and then immediately spam a balloon, because opponent did not rocket there. But this is the use case of the pigs against mirror. It's gonna be able to, mortar, sorry. It's gonna be able to go in there and assassinate, the opponent's building so that my balloon can get to the tower. And I'm gonna go ahead here with another pigs. Another set of pigs, arrows the tower again as well. Unfortunately, we do let a mortar hit on the tower. Yeah, this is a rough one. This is definitely a rough matchup. And my opponent's going to be able to get to another pair of archers, and I don't have arrows in cycle. Opponent definitely outcycles me here. Gave it my all, but rocket cycle and mortar does best me there. But luckily, we've got one more attempt at getting this 12 win, so sometimes I gotta just take losses like that. Besides a few stray mortar shots, I think we played pretty well there. But if it weren't for those mortar shots getting on tower, the opponent would have started rocket cycling me. Okay, we found the game against Fran from Granny Hips. Dropping the early good... Okay. Well, we can't end like that. Cannot end like that, so, wow. Okay, I guess I'll try to compensate for the last game by, I'll get into another GC and, get up to a few wins and, I'll find the good game. Wow, that's, Fran must have had some, must have been 11-0 or something. Some extra wins to give away. Okay, we got a game against Real here. Villain boys. Hopefully this is formidable opponent here. We can just start off with a zap here. Wow. Okay, I guess you could call that formidable. It's gonna first play starting split recruits. How do I deal with this? We're gonna go with split goblin gang up high actually, so the spirit goblins stay put. Gonna Inferno Dragon immediately for that flying machine. Somehow it doesn't connect on there, which is just frustrating. I don't want to take too much damage over there, so I'm gonna go barbs. This looks like it's gonna be recruit pigs here, so probably not gonna see a Royal Hogs from the opponent. I'm actually gonna go ahead and arrow zap this just to get it out, so he has to spend something else on the barbs, and I kill the zappies. Okay, I am able to force out a barb barrel and get 2 barb swings, and also cycle back to some pigs counters for when they come down, which is nice. seem to be in a little bit of a stalemate at this point. I think it's... Oh, wow. Okay, it's going to be a very aggressive spam push here. The pig's flying machine, the bridge. I definitely haven't seen that one in a while. Inferno Dragon's going to take a few shots for the flying machine. Inferno Dragon's not really going to have any other use case besides killing flying machines, so I might as well just use it there to avoid a bit of damage. Goes an E-Spirit, but does not successfully kite it away, and I have Evo Barbs in cycle, so this actually, right here, might be a breakaway opportunity to go for a Royal Hogs and Balloon spam push. The Royal Hogs are going to go ahead and kill that cage. Nice, just like that. I'm actually going to go an Evo Zap to stun the Zappies for longer, so we can hopefully take this tower. Zappies do seem to be in the perfect position to perma-stun as much as they can the loons, so I don't take the tower. It's a good Zappies for my opponent, but I am still in a big damage lead here, and this is what we like to see. Recruit's going to come down at the bridge, in a split Goblin gang low here this time. You know, Barbarians to deal with all that. Gonna zap this at the last second to negate the charge. Flying Machine does not cross the river somehow. It appears like it did, but I guess it didn't. Yes, it didn't. Now we're set into 30 seconds here. I'm going to do the same exact push. He's going to have the Evolved Diddy Cage here, but the pigs are still going to go ahead and assassinate it for me. A few piggy shots and death damage will be enough to take it, and I can finish it off with any extra spells if need be. But Balloon does get a shot there, which is huge. Got a lot of units stacked up here, but Barbarians are going to be able to clean this all up and stall just in time for me to take this dub. GG's. I think that's a great way to end it off. And a great use case of the power of the pigs and balloon synergy. You wouldn't think they have any synergy at all, but this deck makes it work with its splittable cards. And so I hope everybody enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more, please leave a like on the video, subscribe as well if you want to see more content like this. Again, don't do it for me, do it for you if you want to see more, and leave a comment for a chance for it to be featured on next video, and just talk with me and I will respond to every comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.